Falcon is my favorite MCU character. Said nobody ever. In fact, I think most fans of this cinematic world would have listed Falcon as one of the heroes they cared about the least. Now, there's nothing particularly wrong with Sam Wilson as a character. He's funny enough and has had a few cool moments. But at the end of the day, he was just a normal dude with a pair of wings, which I think limited how popular he could be as a superhero. But the MCU made a pretty ballsy decision to hand over the Captain America shield to Sam at the end of Avengers Endgame, and I actually think this was a smart call in that we should all be buying some Falcon stock right about now. I think part of what made Captain America such a fan favorite character in the MCU was the fact that we got to see him start out as a small and scrawny individual who had a heart of gold and always wanted to be able to act on his strong moral convictions. This was so important because it allowed Steve to remain an underdog even after receiving the super soldier serum and becoming superhuman. Because at the end of the day, we always knew that deep down, he was still just a kid from Brooklyn trying to do the right thing. And I think Falcon has something similar going for him, because we got to see him as a bit of a lesser hero with no real powers. I mean, he kind of got his ass handed to him by Ant-Man at one point, and as seen in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, Sam didn't even feel like he was worthy of the shield at first. He viewed Steve as a goalpost that he was never going to be able to reach. And this is so great because it makes Sam an underdog in all of our eyes as well. He doesn't have the super soldier serum running through his veins, he's just a soldier trying to do the right thing. So I think that Falcon embodies the heart of what Captain America was always meant to represent, even if the person holding the shield has changed. And over time, I think he's going to really grow on viewers as his journey from a former soldier just trying not to get lapped by Steve Rogers into a great Captain America himself is a story I'm actually really looking forward to seeing. And I think it has potential to be great. I mean, from a storytelling perspective, it's symbolically been built up in a really fun way. The Falcon was just a normal dude who Steve Rogers literally ran laps around, but Steve got tired of running and carrying the shield. So he handed it to Sam Wilson, and now it's his turn to run with it. And in this current era of the MCU where everything is so disconnected, or a nostalgia-filled spectacle with no plot to it, I think this symbolic through line is really one of the few things the franchise is doing right presently. Fingers crossed that Brave New World doesn't make me eat my words. I think Falcon being so different in terms of his power set and abilities, as he's primarily an aerial combatant when he fights, will also continue to bring a new interesting dynamic to Captain America. Because, let's be honest, seeing someone just throw a shield around can get boring after a while. So I think mixing the shield with Falcon's wings will move both into new directions and give us something fresh. And another reason I want to give Falcon a chance to impress is because I think he'll bring espionage back to the MCU. The Falcon and Winter Soldier series, which I think is fairly underrated by the way, gave us a taste of this, but I believe that Falcon's time as Captain America will see a return of spy thrillers to this cinematic world. And I'm praying that Brave New World is going to be precisely this. Because again, seeing a man throwing a shield around like a frisbee isn't exactly riveting after a while, and what really made each Captain America film so great was the plot and the engaging storyline Steve had in each. Now, towards the end of the Infinity Saga, everything was about the fate of the universe being at stake and these planet-leveling villainous threats, which, don't get me wrong, was awesome to see and was built up to really well. But I think we need a reset. I'd love to go back to the Winter Soldier days where we were getting intricately built thrillers that centered around organizational corruption and forced our heroes to ask themselves tough questions. Like, who am I and what do I truly stand for? And on top of this just feeling like a fresh palate cleanser, I think it also helped establish Sam as Captain America. Because yes, he technically stepped into the role by the end of his Disney Plus series, but I want him to really have to ask himself what it means to be Captain America and what kind of hero he needs to be for the country. One, because it'll help develop his character further, and two, because it will allow viewers to finally see him as a true Captain America, and not just some dude with wings who Steve used to run laps around. Because he was featured so sparingly during his early days in the MCU, a lot of viewers might look at him today and still see Papa Doc from 8 Mile and not Captain America necessarily, which, I mean, fair enough. I did kind of feel that way when he first made his Marvel debut, but I'm hopeful that his first solo movie outing will see him grow substantially as a character and rise in importance to fans of the cinematic universe. So I'd ask you, if you're planning on seeing Captain America Brave New World, go in with an open mind and give Falcon a chance. He just might surprise you. But what are your thoughts on Sam Wilson being handed the mantle of Captain America? Do you think he's a natural fit, or do you wish that someone like Bucky had been handed the shield? I'm scripting this video long before Brave New World hits theaters, so if you have seen the film, please let me know your thoughts on it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to drop a like or subscribe. Until next time, peace.